Hello gamers, my name is KK and today my internet connection is jack shit, which is why we are doing the discussion video. Should be a good thing. Today we are discussing the hero balance in BTD Battles 2. This is the topic I put off intentionally just to have something to talk later on. So let's tackle this giant. So we were gonna have 4 heroes: Obyn, Gwendolyn, Quincy and Jones. And I assume that they are gonna be similar to BTD6 or could be even identical. The only thing that is gonna differ is how the heroes level up, since BTD Battles 2 is the PvP game. So you're gonna and it's also time-based, so you get more economy over the same interval of time. And the same goes for the hero levels. I'm pretty sure that you're gonna have the hero leveling up on the different scale, of course, because each hero levels up differently, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have the heroes leveling up as the time progresses or as the round progresses. So for example, you begin with hero on level 1, then on round 2 you get second level, third level, etc, etc. So it's gonna be pretty easy to understand. But today I wanna shift your focus towards Obyn, because I'm pretty sure that he has the potential to be the best hero out of the initial 4, like he was in BTD6, and I'm gonna explain why. In BTD6 it's fairly easy, because Obyn and Quincy excel much better in champs mode than the other 2 beginner heroes. However, Obyn has a lot of, let's say, passive abilities that make him stand out more from the crowd. And I think that these abilities will transfer to BTD Battles 2. Which abilities I'm talking about? First, the totem. So Obyn's totem, I think he reaches it at level 6 or so. It's very early in the game, that's the gist. So you get early on the ability to slow down all the Bloons in the beginning it's, I'm pretty sure, 25 or 30%. So it's a pretty significant slowdown. It's like the same thing, even slower than you would get the glue gunner that slows down the Moabs. So it's pretty significant. The other thing that is even more crucial is, of course, Obyn's buff on level 11 to the towers around him, the magic towers. So he adds +5 range and +2 pierce to all the magic towers in range, and this is gonna be huge. So the meta is gonna most likely be built based on how can you avoid the player that gets Obyn to get this buff. So we're gonna aim to kill them earlier than the Obyn reaches level 11. He also gives buffs to Druids, +1 pierce on level 3 or 2, like in the very beginning, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much. So the tremendous buff. So imagine you're playing with ninjas, your enemy has like, for example, 2 Bloons, and I wonder if they're gonna add Alchemist to beat the battles too, but let's imagine they added the Alchemist. So 2 Bloons, 1 or 2 Alchemists, and the village. And Obyn. Your opponent is gonna get the huge buff. It's gonna literally double the popping power of the ninjas. So you're gonna aim to kill him before this. The aggressive gameplay is of course gonna be viable with any hero, but for aggressive gameplay, I'm pretty sure Quincy is gonna be the better option. Since Quincy it's not the best in terms of popping power, but Quincy has level 3 ability, which he gets very early on. Why is that? Quincy is the fastest leveling up hero in the game, so you can expect a pretty good result in the early game popping power. I'm pretty sure with the level 3 ability you're gonna be able to fend off the rushes, like the blue rush, the green rush, and probably partially the yellow rush. So it's gonna be similar with Gwen because level 3 ability, but Quincy's level 3 ability, it recovers much quicker than Gwen's, and it basically boosts the hero. It would be interesting to see what Jones has to answer to these abilities, because as you might think and know, Jones is not the best hero. Jones has the stunning ability on level 3, so he stuns the balloons and blimps for 1 or 2 seconds. It's like a very tiny time span. And he has bad DPS, he has large range, but it doesn't help him. And Jones buffs the cannons and mortars. But cannons don't see camo. Mortars do see camo, but still you get to camo like on the tier 3. So it's gonna be not as an easy recommendation such as Obyn. So Jones is kinda niche, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the worst out of the 4 initial heroes. What about Gwen? Gwen doesn't give the buffs as the passive buff, but instead she has the ability that sprays the cocktail around the hero, and all the towers in range get the lead popping power and +1 or +2 to pierce. So it's a very significant buff. It's similar to what Obyn gives to the magic monkeys, but it's temporary, and it also breaks the lead balloons. So, and if you use level 10 ability, it will give this buff, temporary buff, to all the towers on your map. So Gwen can also be used pretty efficiently. It's kinda unclear for me at this stage. What should we expect? Maybe this ability will be removed, because in BTD6 the cocktail spray ability that I just mentioned was not in the game until like 6 months ago, so it was not introduced in the very beginning, but it has proven to be very efficient and a overall really good addition to the game, and it made the Gwen go into the meta of BTD6 again. So Gwen is gonna have level 3 ability and okay DPS plus lead popping power. Obyn same, lead popping power, relatively low DPS, brambles, and the really tough buffs to magic towers. Jones is just a piece of garbage, except cannons and mortars, but you can still outrush your opponents, and cannons, not so good, not so good. And also, then you're gonna have Quincy. Quincy is a middle ground between all of those heroes. He doesn't give any buffs to the towers, but level 3 ability is a good DPS. It can help in the early game, and level 10 ability is also pretty nice to have against the ceramics. So these are my thoughts about the hero balance. If you have your opinion, write it in the comments right now, and yes, press the like or dislike button right now depending on what you think about this video, and see ya in the next one. Subscribe now.